Hey guys, this is Hoops Convo, and today we're going to be talking about Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets. But before we do that, if you guys want more future opinions and breakdowns, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, like, comment, all that. Thank you. If I told you back in the summer of 2019, both Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving wouldn't win a championship with the Nets 3 years later, I think a lot of people would be surprised. They're still a very talented team, it's just the dysfunction of the organization and injuries have really slowed them down. I don't really count the first year, which was the 2019-2020 season, because KD was still rehabbing from an injury and Kyrie got hurt also, plus the pandemic. Last season they added Harden at the very beginning and were considered favorites to many people. It's just during the playoffs both Harden and Kyrie got injured at the worst time. It was during the Bucks series in which it went 7 games. If those two stayed healthy, not only do they get past the Bucks, but they most likely go on to win the championship. This past season was a total mess also, because Kyrie couldn't play any home games due to the vaccine mandate in New York. Harden wanted out, and Kevin Durant got injured midway through the season. They ended up trading Harden to the Sixers for Ben Simmons, who I'll talk about later on in this video. But he couldn't play because of a back issue and he was going through some stuff personally. So this team pretty much relied on pure talent, thinking that was going to get them by in the playoffs, but we all saw what happened in the first round. The Boston Celtics swept them, which in turn led KD to request a trade this offseason to either the Phoenix Suns or the Miami Heat. Now let's talk about Kevin Durant, a top 5 player in the league currently, a future Hall of Famer and one of the greatest scorers to ever play. I think he has a lot to prove next season, especially after the Warriors won the championship. The narrative around him joining the Warriors and winning 2 championships is that he took the easy way out and he wasn't really the best player on those teams. I personally think that's ridiculous because in 2017 they did need him to get past the Cavs, and in 2018 they needed the scoring to get past the Houston Rockets. But where I do agree is that I think he does need his own signature moment in terms of leading a team to a championship as the clear-cut best player. The way Kawhi did in 2019 with the Raptors, LeBron did in 2020 with the Lakers, Giannis and the Bucks just last year, and most recently Steph Curry and the Warriors. Those are what I would call signature moments. Yes, KD is a 2-time champion and a 2-time Finals MVP, but I would compare that situation to when LeBron was with the Miami Heat. LeBron didn't get his real respect until he helped the Cleveland Cavaliers win their first ever championship. KD is more than capable of being the best player on a championship team, but him and the Nets need to go out and do it. Now let's talk about Kyrie Irving, one of the best point guards in the league and the second best player on this team. I think it's really easy to forget just how gifted and good this guy is because of the injuries and the other stuff off the court. When he's healthy and focused, he's arguably the second most efficient point guard after Steph Curry. He's averaging 27, 6, and 6 the last 3 seasons on a hair below 50, 40, 90. This is someone who's already a 7-time All-Star, a multiple-time All-NBA team member, and helped the Cleveland Cavaliers win the championship in 2016 as the number 2 option.
Each team has a foul to give as we come up on a minute remaining. And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good!
So this is not a question of whether he has the talent or ability to get back to form. It's just he needs to stay healthy and stay focused. If the Brooklyn Nets want to win a championship, they need Kyrie Irving to be at his best. Now let's talk about their main acquisition from last year and someone who I think people are sleeping on, Ben Simmons. He sat out all of last year because he was going through some stuff personally and had some back issues. He gets criticized for not having a great offensive game, which I think is valid in the playoffs because we've seen he's up and down in that environment, but I do think people are underrating his floor raising ability. He's a great defender, defends 1 to 5, and he's a great playmaker. And this is something the Nets need. They need to improve their point of attack defense, which he offers. He offers lineup versatility. They can play smaller, and he gives them a body that they can throw on bigger wings. They could also use another playmaker alongside Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at how well Simmons fits with the Nets next season, expecting him to be very motivated as well. Now it's a part of the video where I tell you what I think of the Nets next season and where I expect them to be. All the speculation and off-season drama aside, they actually had a pretty good off-season. Their main additions being TJ Warren, Royce O'Neal, and Markieff Morris, adding their forward and wing depth. After getting embarrassed by the Boston Celtics in the first round in last year's playoffs, I'm expecting a very motivated KD, Kyrie, and Ben Simmons next season. They can learn a lot from last season because they tried skipping the process off pure talent and failed miserably. On paper, they still have a team that could be a top 3 seed next season. Now it's just a matter of building good habits and staying healthy. If they can do that, I think they'll have as good of a chance as anyone holding up the crown next season. And I think KD and Kyrie know this. Championship windows aren't as big as typical fan thinks. So that's it for this video. Do you guys agree with me, disagree with me? Let me know in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe. It helps out the channel and for more future content. If you guys want more future opinions, discussions, breakdowns, all that, this is the channel to be at. And like I always say, we're called Hoops Convo for a reason. Thanks and take care.